Shut up and sit down.
We are back inside Wisconsin. Trevor Thomas, guest host today, Olivia Harlan Dekker, and our guest, Sam Dekker. All right, Sam, so Olivia and I just talked about our favorite moments as a Wisconsin sports fan, and I know that you lived a lot of our favorite moments as a Wisconsin sports fan, but as a fan yourself, what are some of those moments that you remember growing up here where you're like, that was awesome, I will never forget this moment?
Well, my number one, if I could have a couple here, my number one is one that I don't even remember, but I've watched it so much that it is like second nature to me. That would be Super Bowl 31. I believe that was the 96-97 season, or is it 95-96? It was.
I think you were right.
96-97 season.
I think so.
So you were
Green
2
Bay
years
Packers defeated the New England Patriots in New Orleans. And when I was in like kindergarten, my mom said, I remember doing this. She every day, and my mom's like, "What do you want to watch?" Like Barney, so whatever you want that, whatever. And I always would say the Packers. So she would had the tape, the recording of Super Bowl 31. So she'd put it in, and I would just sit there and consume it. And then I had a football, and I would reenact what was going on. So I would watch his daily. And every time they score, I'd run in the kitchen. Mom, Brett Favre just scored. We're winning. I'd go back. Hey, Mom, Andre Rison just scored. We're winning. Desmond Howard just so I could watch that game right now and know exactly what play is going to happen because I watch it so many times. So that one means a lot to me because of just awesome. The great memories about that. And then I think another one that was big to me, and this was when the Brewers were really bad, but this was the opening season at Miller Park. I went to a game with my family, and it was one of the first games of the year in Miller Park, and we were able to go, and we were just in awe at the stadium, and I think I was 7, and saw Richie Sexson hit a home run, and just like the energy of just being around a new stadium, I think that's what made me fall in love with the Brewers. And Miller Park, now American Family Field, just now holds such a special place, not just for me, but for the state as a whole. And I think that really helped Milwaukee get through some really bad years on the field and off the field. The support for sports wasn't there quite as much. And, being able to get people in the stadium every night, whether rain or shine, and having that roof has really, I think, been a part of the turnaround for the Brewers, and now a very successful team in the division and a team that is respected across the MLB now. So those are a couple of memories from my childhood that I'll always remember. And I just have so many because, watching so many sports growing up, watching Ron Dane and Ray Allen and Gary Payton and Big Dog, like those are the memories I remember when I'm as a fan. So to keep it short, I'll just use those two as small memories to me, but they mean a lot, and they'll always be big in my heart.
I love that. It took 11 episodes of Inside Wisconsin to get Richie Sexson and the Big Dog name dropped by somebody. And here it is, Sam Dekker. I love that. So I love that because you grew up here. I mean, those are the memories that we have. Mm-hmm. And I clearly have memories of being a fan and watching you play in the Final Four against Kentucky. And I was in Las Vegas when the Badgers beat Kentucky in the Final Four to go to the championship. It was unbelievable. I was there for a buddy's bachelor party. I'll name drop for a second a Packer quarterback, Brian Braum. Remember him?
Yeah.
Good friend of mine. I was out there for his bachelor party. Cool. And I had this very shirt on, and I hit Vegas hard that night.
There you go.
Little tight right now, Olivia. Not gonna lie. But
that's a great story.
In Las Vegas, Final Four. I'll never be able to do Vegas like that again. Anyway,
did you have money on the game? Were you benefiting from their win?
I did not. Not gonna lie. Just didn't. They were undefeated. I didn't think we were going to lose. No.
I thought you were saying you didn't want to put any money on it, but now you're saying you didn't trust the Badgers would pull it out. Okay.
You hear that, honey? We have some dollars on the pod.
I heard it.
Okay, moving on. So, let's talk about Door County. From Las Vegas to Door County, right?
Same thing, yeah.
Yeah, real close second anyway. my family and I have a permanent campsite up there. We love Door County. I know that you guys got married there. Olivia, I know that it's kind of a neat story how I know that you guys have a place up there, your family. A friend of mine here in Green Bay owns a recording studio, and he was working with your dad to see if he couldn't supply an opportunity for him to do the NBA games while he was here in Wisconsin. Talk to me about the destination spots in Wisconsin that you guys have enjoyed over the years, and tell me about the wedding in Door County. That must have been incredible.
I love talking about Door County, but we kind of joke it's like a hidden gem. In the Midwest, not so much, but people like I went to school at University of Georgia. So when we got married up there, all my friends from the South, they had never heard of Door County, never would choose to vacation there. They all were blown away. As you know, it's so beautiful. I always think it looks kind of East Coast in a way. It's what do they call it? The Hamptons of the Midwest or something like that. And it feels like it because it's so coastal. When you look out at the lake, I think people assume any of the Great Lakes look like an inland lake, which, they are, but they look like oceans.
Yeah.
And they're just so gorgeous. And the bluffs in Door County, it's such a dramatic landscape. And then the weather in the summer is beyond. It's so perfect. It's exactly where you want to spend your summer. I've spent every summer of my life there. We grew up going to Door County. My dad, is from Green Bay and married my mom here in Kansas City. They lived in Kansas City, but these summers in Kansas City are brutal. And they always said, when we have kids, let's go north somewhere. And they kind of started going to Door County, ultimately bought a house when we were kids up there. And I was just talking with my siblings the other day. I was like, how lucky were we? That was the most idyllic place to grow up as kids. I mean, very much leave your front door open, play in the driveway with the neighborhood kids. When it got dark, you went home for dinner, barefoot all summer, dirty all summer, just going to the drive-in, going to the ice cream parlor, like couldn't be more kind of middle America, pure goodness. And I'm so grateful for that. Even as if we got older, we'd kind of fight my parents on it because we wanted to be in Kansas City with our friends here. It was so special to have that escape for 3 months a year and be able to have a whole nother life, a whole nother group of friends. And still to this day, I think we all almost feel like that's more home. Even still, when I go up there or something, people say, oh, you guys had your wedding. How was it? It meant a lot to the county too, because it got a lot of pub. We were fundraising with Children's Cancer Family Foundation around it. So it made a lot of media and it was just really good. We try to use all local vendors to, just continue pumping money into the area. And it was incredible. I think it was good for Door County. It was certainly good for us.
All right. So let's talk about the idea of getting married in Door County between Sam Dekker and Olivia Harlan. I mean, you guys met in Houston somehow, which is pretty Wisconsin, right? Like two Wisconsin people connecting in Houston, but that about as Wisconsin as it gets. I mean, Sam, you married the granddaughter of the guy that saved the Green Bay Packers. And clearly she's a brand in and of herself today. Yeah. Kevin Harlan's daughter. Like that's pretty Wisconsin, man.
It is. It's funny. I didn't even really put two and two together until like we had already been talking. It's just like I just knew her as Olivia, the girl I'm talking to, and that works.
Oh wow, what a title!
Like
any girl can be so lucky.
I just when I talked to her, I thought of her as Olivia, and Olivia does her own thing. She has her job. She, is a silent reporter. She's very successful in her own, and then a little while later, I don't know why, but I was like, oh yeah, that is her. And then I think I asked her about it or something. She's like, yeah, that's my, they call her Papa Boy. That's my Papa Boy. I was like, oh, okay. So, I really didn't at first put two and two together. And then as we started dating and then when we got engaged, then that's what everyone when we got engaged online, we're like, oh my gosh, like Harlan Dekker in Wisconsin. How cool is that? How unique is that? And I don't know. I feel like, within our day-to-day, me and Liv don't think about that. But when you kind of step away from it, you're like, oh, like that is kind of funny and kind of cool.
Within 8 months of our first date at Nick's Dive Bar, we were engaged. So we had a very quick courtship. we were like, people care about this, and in the best way. People care so much about Sam. People care so much about the Packers and my grandfather's role with that. So I think it was very flattering, but I don't think it clicked for us that this was going to be a thing until we got engaged.
The Royal Wisconsin couple. That's great. Yeah.
I think we're doing better than Harry and Meghan, though. Way less controversy.
Yeah, you're doing good. Keep your head above water. All right, we'll wrap it up with Sam Dekker. My thanks to guest host Olivia Harlan Dekker as well. We are Inside Wisconsin.
Helpful critiques, ideas, great stories, people we should know, the great bar in your town, the fish fry you want to know, the fish boil, anything that you want to reach out to us with. We are happy. We are here. You can be the inputters. We're here to listen.
Shut up and sit down.